Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to have your avatar go around and collect some kind of treasure. So I'm going to make a couple changes real quick before I do that. I'm going to go to my enemy and change his programming here. I'm going to just make him always switch to some page where I don't have any programming. Right? I'm going to move that to the top just to make it a priority. That way he's not going to shoot at me. I'm also going to get rid of that so we have some more room to work here. Okay, so obviously, in your treasure hunt game, you need to have treasure that your avatar is collecting. So there's some different ways you can do this. You can choose what kind of treasure you want. I'll just give you an example here. So I'm going to choose my object tool, and then I'm going to go out here. Okay, it's acting up. Okay, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to place a coin. That can be my treasure, right? So I've got it placed out there. So now I'm going to have to go to my avatar, and I'm going to right-click to program him. And I'm going to say when you bump into, and then I've got to go find my object, which coin, I have to go through the rabbit hole to find him. So when I bump into a coin, what I want to do is eat it. So that means the coin's going to disappear. It's not going to remain there. And that's important because if it remains there and you're scoring points, you're going to continually score points as long as you're touching that coin. So you want it to disappear. And then we're going to add another do statement to go along with that when statement. So I'm going to indent this line and say we want to go to game, and we're going to add to our score, and we'll choose, it could be a red score, and we're going to add 1 point anytime I bump into that coin. So now if I were to play it, I can control my avatar here. Octopus is no longer shooting at me, and when I bump into that, I collect it. And you can see that a 1 goes right up here in the top right corner, and you could see the 1 pop up on the screen and it went up there, right? So that's a basic way to do that. There are some things that you can do to change how that scoring feature happens. Over here, if you go to world settings, which again, check out the world settings. There's a lot of things you can do there that you may be interested in. If you scroll on down to score visibility, we're going to find the particular color we're using, which is red. Right now it's on loud. And so what that means is it's going to control how much you see of that. So with loud, score events will animate from their location in the game to the scoreboard. So that's why we saw the 1 pop up and then it transferred, it moved all the way up here. If you don't like that, which personally I don't like that, I want it to be the quiet. I want it to be just displayed in the corner and there's no effect on the screen because we already have a sound, so we don't necessarily need to see the 1 go up there, right? So I'm going to change mine to quiet. Another thing you can do is label what that means. So if I were to say coins collected, and you don't have to put a colon there, it's going to add it for you. Now it's going to happen differently. Let's see how it works now. Now when I play it and I go with my avatar and I run into that coin, you can see up here in the top right it says coins collected and it starts with 0. When I bump this, it didn't do the whole animated thing where it went over, it just added 1 right there, right? And you could hear the eating sound from the Kodu. So that's something you may not want. Another thing you can do in your game is add music and sound effects. So now seems like a good time to do that. Let's go in here and we're going to right click on Kodu. So along with this, I can say when he bumps into a coin, he's going to eat it and he's going to score a red point. And then we can just say, and also let's go to actions and more and play. And we want to play a sound. Let's go to an event. Miscellaneous. No, let's go to arcade. Okay, here's coin right here. So I can do coin. And I don't want it to go ding, ding, ding over and over again. I just want it to play once. Right? So now let's see what that sounds like. So now when I run into my coin over here, we got a nice little sound. We still hear the eating sound. That's okay. And we get our point. So that's basically what you would want to do. And then you could program in a certain number of points to go to before the game ends, which is similar to what you did in your fish attack game. So you should know how to do that already. Another thing you could do is instead of having it count up, you could have it count down. So you could start with the number of pieces of treasure that are out there. That way the player knows how many pieces of treasure he has to find before this game is over, and you don't necessarily have to tell them in the world description. that would be something you might want to do. So you could go instead, let's say instead of adding points, what we're going to do is we're going to, whoops, we're going to go to game and we're going to subtract a red point from our total, right? And so now we don't want it to start at 0, of course, because we'll go negative. We need something that's going to start out our score. So I'm just going to add another object in here. I'll just add a little rock. And I'm going to just stick him somewhere, wherever. Somewhere obscure where you're not going to notice it. And then I'm going to go to program, and I'm going to say when. This will be just kind of an always thing. We want to go to game. We want to set the score. So let's say I decided I'm going to do red because that's the color that we're adding to. Let's just say I'm going to put 5 pieces of treasure out. So I'm going to set the score at 5, and we're going to say when that happens, let's vanish yourself. Vanish me. Okay? So that way that rock, hopefully you'll put it somewhere where you don't notice at the beginning. It's going to start our score, and then it's going to disappear. See? So that rock, it started out by saying that we've got, and we got to change this too, but it's starting out our counter at 5. So let's go into that world settings and change it from coins collected. Let's click quiet labeled, and let's change it to coins left to find. You know, you can put however you can word that however you want, but this is coins left to find. So now let's play the game. I've got 5 left I've got to find. Of course I would need to have 5 out there to win the game, but then I could say, now when I run into that, we take away 1. I mean, that means I have 4 left. So there's different ways you can do it. Now you've seen a couple ways you can keep track of your score, but you definitely have to have treasure that your avatar collects, and that's going to end up being the win message. So once there's nothing left, let's see here. Yeah, once there's no coins left, so you can say when your score is equal to 0, game win. So you found it all. Or if you're going up and you're trying to find 5, you say when your score equals to 5, game win. Let me also show you, since we talked about doing sound effects on this video, let's also look at how to add music. So I'm going to program my avatar, because I know he's always going to be there. And we're just going to say always. We're going to do a do statement and go to actions, and then more, and then play. And this time, instead of doing an event or an environment sound, we want to do music. I guess you could do an environment. It's just something that's going to play in the background the whole time. And I'm going to choose drama. That one sounds good. You can choose what you like. And that's going to play the whole time. So now when I play my game, I've got this drama music, right? When I collect my coin, I've got a sound effect there. Okay, so that would meet your requirements as far as music and sound effects. There are sound effects already built into the game, but make sure you're also programming in some as well, like I did with the coin collection. All right, enough of that. All right, so from that video, you got a lot. Adding sound effects, adding music, adding coins, showing how to have them collected, and you saw some more of the world settings.